What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Spandau Ballet. And we're returning to Heart Like a Sky, 1989. Thank you again to Phil for providing the last couple albums, and to Mr. Solo for starting this deep dive off. And the next track is Crashed Into Love, which has an amusing, almost counterintuitive type of phrasing, which is to say, it sounds like someone accidentally and maybe even violently encountering love, finding love when one wasn't expecting to, and maybe through a scenario which would not typically lead to it, and maybe crashing into it in the sense of not really being aware of it, and at the last second feeling its impact or running into it. And in that sense, maybe it sounds more familiar to a love song, meaning the idea of suddenly realizing that you love someone or finding yourself in a scenario that you didn't expect to be in your emotional state, I suppose, is subject matter that is not uncommon to songs about those types of emotions and circumstances. Either way, I'll pick up what I can on a first listen. This is Spandau Ballet. The tune is Crashed Into Love, and it's from their 1989 album, Heart Like a Sky. It's weird. It's like the tune was coming to a natural end and then they still faded it out. But yeah, I really like it. It sounds, I'd say, a bit more like the Spandau from the earlier part of the 80s than the previous album did, but still with some stylings where you can tell this is late 80s moving into the 90s, which is, of course, based on subjective perceptions and different deep dives I'm doing and the way sounds evolved over the course of the 80s leading into the early 90s. But yeah, it sounds like their emotional style of synth pop with some saxophone, of course. I'll keep saying it. I love their saxophone, and the way it just adds a bit of extra sonic oomph to a lot of their tunes, I think, is a very effective technique. Even if, like, for me, you could say it's almost like, it's pandering. It's, well, if people like saxophone, then we're just going to keep putting it in there because, that's like a secret ingredient to make our tunes, hit a little more among people who are fond of it. So, again, that's just based on my own disposition to very much enjoy saxophone. But, like, looking beyond that, the sax work itself, it's not just, phoning it in or it's just a simple little riff. It really reaches a flair and a flourish in a lot of their tunes, and it absolutely does that here. I think Hadley sounds good here. He has that emotional impact in his vocal delivery that I think the song speaks to, and I don't think my title speculation was too far away. It does sound like he crashed into love in terms of not being ready for it, and it's sort of hitting him between the eyes, which were wide open, but he didn't really see it coming. But now that it's here, he feels it, and he's saying no one can deny it. This is as true as anything. So again, it kind of crept up on him. It violently collided with him. These forces that cannot be denied and which have a lot of gravity to them. It's like his emotions, he and this other person, and what might be on the verge of happening. I think there was even a line about like being on the eve of the experience or of the actual manifestation of what is now seemingly taking place. So yeah, it sounds like it's a story in progress, but I think the idea that he suddenly crashed into love, which he didn't really perceive far away, or he didn't see the step-by-step build-up to what it now is, I think that's somewhat in line with what the lyrics are. Of course, let me know if I'm hearing something wrong, and I may be missing some details, but yeah, it's a cool tune, very much in the Spandau style, which for me is a very good thing. I get it, there's some folks who think by this point they kind of lost whatever magic or cachet they had on the earliest releases, but I enjoy it. And indeed, I think there was a throwback reference here. You could say like finding gold inside could mean anything, but Gold is a tune that I think a lot of people are fond of by them, so there's a bit of a callback there. Obviously, we hear Heart Like a Sky, this album title, as a lyric in the track, which makes me wonder whether the band was particularly fond of this tune and or the lyrics in it, using it for the title of the record. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm really digging the Spandau journey. I'm going to keep going on it no matter what. So do let me know what you think, and I'll see you for the next one. Peace.